Welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into some of the most shocking cases of wrongful imprisonment. These stories actually deserve that word. We're talking about years stolen, lives derailed, all thanks to a system that can get things horrifyingly wrong. The real world is messier, less certain. Sometimes the line between guilty and innocent is blurred by flawed evidence and rushed judgments. So buckle up, because we're about to unpack 5 cases that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about justice. Cases that highlight just how easily the scales can tip and how devastating the consequences can be. Our first case takes us to Manitowoc County, Wisconsin. In 1985, Stephen Avery is accused and convicted of sexual assault and attempted murder. After serving 18 years, DNA evidence exonerated him. Just 2 years later, Avery found himself back in court, this time accused of murder. The documentary series, Making a Murderer, brought Avery's story to international attention, sparking debates about police misconduct and the flaws in the American justice system. In 1989, New York City was gripped by fear and racial tension. 5 teenagers, 4 black and 1 Latino, were arrested and charged with the brutal attack and rape of a young white woman in Central Park. Despite their claims of innocence and a lack of physical evidence, the boys were pressured into confessing. They served years in prison before their convictions were vacated in 2002, when the real perpetrator confessed. This case highlights how racial bias, media sensationalism, and the desire for a quick resolution can create a perfect storm of injustice. Chapter 3. Richard Phillips, 45 years stolen, a life uprooted. In 1977, Phillips was arrested for a robbery and murder in Detroit. Despite maintaining his innocence, he was convicted based largely on the testimony of a single eyewitness. Phillips spent the next 45 years of his life behind bars. Finally, in 2021, new evidence emerged that completely exonerated Phillips. The eyewitness recanted his testimony, and advanced fingerprint analysis excluded Phillips as the perpetrator. After 45 years of wrongful imprisonment, Richard Phillips was finally a free man. Chapter 4. Anthony Ray Hinton, facing death for a crime he didn't commit. In 1985, Hinton was arrested for the murders of 2 fast food restaurant managers in Alabama. Despite a lack of physical evidence and a shaky prosecution case, Hinton was convicted and sentenced to death. He spent the next 3 decades on Alabama's death row. After years of legal battles, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Hinton's conviction in 2014, ruling that he had received inadequate legal representation. He was released later that year, having spent nearly half his life on death row for a crime he didn't commit. Hinton's case is a chilling example of how the death penalty magnifies the flaws of the justice system. Chapter 5. Amanda Knox, a global media circus and the fight for truth. In 2007, Amanda Knox, a young American student in Italy, was accused of murdering her roommate, Meredith Kercher. The case quickly became a tabloid sensation. Despite inconsistencies in the prosecution's case and questionable evidence, Knox was found guilty and sentenced to prison. After spending 4 years behind bars, she was acquitted by an Italian appeals court in 2011. However, the legal battle didn't end there. Knox's ordeal highlights the powerful influence of media narratives on public opinion and the justice system. Outro: Justice, not just us. Thanks for watching. If you found these stories as shocking as we did, make sure to comment, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. See you next time.